welcome back to Hertha with Hertha Berlin on Football Manager 2020 with me, Foggy Plays. Today we're taking on Cologne in the final league game of the season, second last game of the series. I've decided to end the series, but we're still going to be doing updates. I'm just not going to be showing you videos of this. We're also ending the Director of Football series because I want to do something a little different. I've gotten a new job, which means I am not going to be able to record every day or have videos up every day. So we are going to be going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday for uploads, and then Saturday or Sunday or both, depending on how busy it is, because I'm working a lot now. I'm working a lot. So we're going into this. I haven't also not decided what the next series is going to be just yet. That'll be interesting when we find out what we're going to be doing, because like I said, haven't decided yet. Should probably decide soon because I'm going to be recording that video later on. We are going into the final game of the league season against Cologne, trying to win our 5th league title in a row, and potentially could finish 3rd in the league. It has been an interesting end to the season. Since we were here last, I think the last game was the PSG game. We went and beat Fortuna Dusseldorf 1-0. Kyle George with the goal. Then against Werder Bremen, beat them 4-2, having drawn against them not too long beforehand, which was disappointing. But 4-2 in the Pokal semi-final. So we're going to be playing Mainz in the final. Catrone, George, Baramo, and De Ligt all scoring. Against Hamburg, we then went and beat them 2-0. Catrone and Baramo both scoring. Garvidal picked up a bit of a knock. Spent a little while out injured, but then we went and played Augsburg, beat them 2-0. Baramo and Kasha scoring. Baramo scoring his second header in as many games. Scored a header against, I think it was against Werder Bremen, I think it might have been against Hamburg. He scored a header and then scored a header again against Augsburg. He is 5'7" and the man scores headers. It is insane. We then went and got beaten by Leipzig, which is very disappointing. Not a great game all round. Baramo did score an absolute screamer. Wasn't enough to win us the game. He also then gave away the penalty that David Alaba scored before Florian Becker beat De Ligt. So, wasn't great. But we are going into this Cologne game knowing that anything less than a victory, I think, a win, anything less, a draw, in theory, is sufficient. But I don't want to be saying we'll just play for a draw, because playing for a draw is a terrible idea. Defeat is the worst possible way to go, because we are second best on goal difference of the three. Borussia Dortmund, who did lose to Bayern Munich not too long ago. I don't actually know who is playing who on the final day. So Bayern Munich play Bielefeld, who are fighting for not automatic relegation, and Borussia Dortmund play Hamburg, who are sitting in 9th and can't really do anything. They could possibly move one place higher or drop one place behind Bayer Leverkusen, so they're not really playing for a whole lot. And we're playing Cologne, who are not playing for anything either. Okay. So this is how we're lining up. We're playing Bingham in goal, Allig and Mitchell as our wingbacks, De Ligt and Hereth as our centre-backs. Garvidal is coming back from his injury, so I'm just going to leave him sit this one out. Am I really? No, I've changed my mind again. Originally, Garvidal was starting. I then decided to put Hereth in. We're going to play with Garvidal. Kasha is going to start as the DM with Szoboszlai and Eduardo Luiz in front of him. Fonseca and Catrone as our wide men. Ko George up front. Arne Meyer did come to me before the last game and said he potentially wants to leave. And I think I'm going to let him, because he's 28 now. He's no longer a first team option. He is my favourite player in the team, so I would like to keep him, but at the same time I'm not going to force him to stay. If someone comes in and says they want to pay, I think he's valued at like 61 million. If somebody wants to pay 61 million, by all means you can have him. But I would ideally be close to 100 million, because that's what we were rejecting before. He hasn't played that much this year though. Kyle George goes through, slots it away, 17th of the season. He has been very disappointing. I have a number of players I'm considering letting go. Kyle George being top of that list. Although he may be, I suppose, maybe we don't have him top of the list. Top of the list currently is Vinicius Jr. He has been horrendous recently. If we just have a quick look at his form this year, 6.97, not great. Last year, he was god awful. He had one good season with us, and it wasn't even a full season, it was a half season. So, considering his future at the club, he's wanted by Tottenham. He was wanted by Tottenham. I offered him out. Nobody wanted to buy him, which was interesting because I didn't put a price on him. I did leave an unspecified. I left it as unspecified, and nobody really came in for him. Bayern Munich have taken the lead in their game. We are leading in our game as well. So if the results stay like this, we're fine. If not, then we're in trouble. And Catrones, I think he tried to chip the keeper. Didn't really work out for him. It looks like Borussia Dortmund are losing as well. So if we just stay 1-0 up against Cologne, that'll be fine. That was a terribly boring first half. Hamburg are beating Borussia Dortmund. Bayern Munich are beating Armin Bielefeld, as you would expect. Cologne have had one shot. We've had 3. 1 on target, and it was a goal. We've had way less possession. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Fonseca, they were saying to offer him a new contract. I'm not so sure that he's deserving of a new contract. We did pay 19 million for him, but he's been very poor. He's been since he arrived. He's played 13 times. How many does he started 10 games? This is his 11th start of the season. I think Baramo is probably the one that I'm preferring. Maybe. And Baramo's 17. Fonseca's nearly 20. Yeah, he's almost 20. So he's a little bit on the older side. But, he could become good as it is right now. I think Fonseca's maybe second choice. We did pay a lot of money for him. That's the only reason I'm hoping that he comes good, because his valuation is half of what we paid for him. And I don't really want to spend all that money on a player and then sell him on a year later for half the price we paid for him. So we'll see. Baramo's definitely been the better player. He's suspended for today. That's why he's not playing. Mitchell with the ball across. Fonseca heads it down to Szoboszlai, and Szoboszlai, final day of the season, gets his first goal. I think Szoboszlai's time at the club might be over as well. This is definitely his worst season since he joined us. Himself and Meyer were nailed on starters every single game for 5 years, probably. Not so much anymore. I think it's been a while since Arne Meyer has played, let alone started a game. I'm actually kind of curious. When did Arne Meyer last start a game? 5 games ago, he started as a halfback against Fortuna Dusseldorf. And we started against Hertha Berlin as well, and that was in the league as an advanced playmaker. Didn't play that well, came off. He's an unused substitute or not selected for quite a lot of games. In the last 20, he's played 4. And so generally when he does get game time, he starts. Yeah, I think it is definitely time to let Arne Meyer flee the nest, I suppose. The Berlin man may have to find a new home other than Hertha, which is so very disappointing. I will definitely try and bring him back, because I absolutely love Arne Meyer, but I want to bring him back maybe as a coach or something. But as it is right now, I don't want to ruin his career. He should be in his prime, but he has 5 or 6 players behind him, not even behind him, just younger than him, that are playing in the same position. And I think we need to give them the game time, as I have been doing with Eduardo Luiz, Fabian Arp, Vincent, Kahneman. They're all players that have had significantly more time. And Mitchell hits the crossbar. How very, very disappointing. We're going to demand more from the lads, and we're going to make a substitution in a moment. Kasha gets dispossessed but keeps the ball. Garvidal tries to find Fonseca but can't because Fonseca is meh. Catrone is having a poor game, so we're going to give Vinicius Jr. a run in what could potentially be his final game for us. Garvidal's going to come off for Hertha. I think Gentile's time is probably done here as well. He just made his 50th appearance in the last game. I think it was against Leipzig he played his 50th game, or might have been the Augsburg game. It's not really worked out for him, to be fair. He was a regular starter for 2 seasons, and he's just kind of fallen off the face of the earth. Actually, we're not going to bring on Fabian Arp. We're going to bring on Adair, because Adair expected a lot, got nothing. He had that one good season. We paid a whole bunch of money for him, and I feel like it's that he's one of those strikers or one of those players we've gone, that was a bit of a waste of money. But irregardless, we have beaten Cologne 2-0. We have won the league 5th season in a row that Hertha Berlin have won the Bundesliga, and it was a terribly boring game. We had 5 shots there, 2 of them were on target. We had 1 clear-cut chance each, and they had the majority of possession. But nobody cares. We won the league. We beat everybody to win the league, even though we lost 6 games this season. Congratulations, lads. You've won the league. Szoboszlai, player of the match. Kyo George, I'm going to say, give him a rest. That actually, to be fair, that's the first time Kyo George has actually been a decent footballer in so very long. He hasn't done anything for us. But we won the league. Bayern Munich beat Bielefeld in the end 3-0. Dusseldorf ended up losing 2-1. And we play Mainz in the Pokal final in the next episode, which will be, as I said, the last episode that you'll see a video for. 5 years ahead of schedule for winning the Bundesliga. We won it 4 years in a row before this, so I'm not sure why we're 5 years ahead of schedule, but fair enough. As I said, Szoboszlai, quite possibly his last season with the club. 26-year-old, he's been really meh this season. Again, since we signed him, it's been his worst. He only scored 1 goal. He's not actually, to be fair, he's not been. I thought he scored more goals than that. But he's still a fantastic player. So, consideration needs to be taken about whether Szoboszlai does need to go. He's on a lot of money, and he's no longer really a star player. He does play a lot of games, to be fair. I do play him a lot. I like him. 103 million for winning the league. And I've decided to get the club to try and buy the stadium, because I have been informed that it is a terrible idea. So I'm going to try it. I want to see what happens. I've been toying with the idea for the last 3 or 4 seasons. I think with the amount of money we have now, 500 million. I don't think it's a bad idea. But it's not. No, it is a terrible idea. But I want to see what happens. I want to see buying the stadium, because originally I did plan on getting the board to build a new stadium, but I decided maybe just buying the Olympiastadion would be a better idea, because I do like the Olympiastadion. It is where we start the save, and I want to be the owners of the stadium, because I've never actually managed to get a club to buy a stadium before, and be interesting to see what happens. As you can see as well, we have a whole room of players coming in the next year or two. We're trying to sign Augsburg's key youth player. No, we're not. Their hot prospect has changed. He plays on the right. We're trying to sign their hot prospect left back. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of players, a room of them coming in. Prevost, who I said I didn't like, I've decided to sign because he had a £34 million release clause. So, why not? Cash in on the potential of making a huge profit of him. Batata is another player who's coming in to play as a DM, but he's not going to sign for another year because he's quite young. He's 16, paying 14 million for him. It's a lot of money for players who never actually played a game of football and is valued at 32k. 32k. We're paying 14 million. 7 up front. So, any other major transfers? You already know about Cortari. We're also saying Virgil van Dijk is coming in, by the way. Just, throw that out there. Virgil van Dijk is coming in for a year on significantly less money than he is at Liverpool. Nobody actually leaving. But yeah, that is what we're doing. We're signing this guy as well from Sputnik. He's a Belarusian. Just came up and I went, fuck it, why not? Let's just see what he... add a bit of depth to our B team, who, unfortunately, have been relegated. If we go to Bundesliga 3, our B team dropped out of the division, which, disappointing. We're not going to have our team playing in the 3rd division, which means that next season they're not going to be playing regularly league games that we're not going to be able to check the league for. But, we didn't give them a whole lot of... well, to be fair, they had Knockin all season and they didn't really make the most of it. Liam O'Sullivan? Yeah. To be fair, we didn't give them an awful lot of great players. And they're playing the ROG. Oh, we're playing DROG as well, aren't we? No, we're not. We're playing a different tactic. But yeah, all of that being said, if you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The next episode will be against Mines in the Pokal final, which I think we're going for our 3rd win in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3rd in a row, hopefully, against Mines. Mines should be an easy game for us to win, but we'll see. So, as I said, if you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends, because I would like to have more subscribers than I currently do. I think everyone would. But that being said, everything I've said is information. Leave a like for my stupidity, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna post the Pokal final tomorrow. See how we get on. Leave a like if you think we're gonna win the Pokal, and comment down below saying 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. Thank you for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.